again, this is Nelson Francis talking, and my granddaughter Courtney. This is a 2-year-old filly. She's about 2.5 years old right now. She's a Palomino filly. Her name is what we call Pretty Face. Back up, baby. Back up. She is a little bit tender on these gravels. She's been running out here in the fields and so on. Her feet's broken off, but she is tender-footed. But she's a real nice put-up mare. But to go over this mare with you some, to show you what the Kentucky Natural Gaited Horse, what you can get from it. This filly's dam was a sorrel mare, 3/4 saddle bred. She was sired by the horse named Moon 2, which was out of a saddle or standard bred mare rather, and the old horse named Moon. Okay, so her dam was 1/4 of old Moon, 3/4 standard bred. Okay, but we took her mommy, which was a sorrel, had 2 white ankles in the rear and no other markings. We bred her to Capone. We've come up with a beautiful Palomino filly that's approximately 30 months old right now, standing like a 1/2 inch and being 15 hands tall at her withers. Okay, this filly come out with a beautiful small head, well-proportioned ears, well-proportioned head, small muzzle, not a large head. If everybody that's familiar with standard breds does have a bigger head. The majority of them does, you know. Okay, this filly come out well made in her shoulders, her chest, her muscles here. If you look, she has a longer bone on the upper bone than what she does on her lower bone. Okay, that's a trait from the old horse line. If you look at Capone's conformation on his bone structure, he has a shorter from his knee to his hoof than the average horse does. Okay, but she is well muscled. She's put up good. She is the kind, if this mare would have had a quarter more bone on her, she would have been the kind that pulled the plow, that did the work here in the eastern part of Kentucky 75 to 100 years ago. For the reason, they're refined, they're compact, they're powerful, they're strong. Okay, you can ride this horse here all day, and she'll end up carrying you better than what a 16-hand lean horse will. You know, okay, because she's built for it. She's strong enough. Okay, turn around some, Courtney, and we'll show her chest and face. You know, now stand over on the side so you can see her chest. This is one of the products, is what I'm talking about, that you get by crossbreeding horses in what we call the undocumented lines. All of them will not have a wide breast. Some of them may have a smaller breast in between the legs, or somewhat of a chicken breast. Okay, but you got to look at what you're getting. Everybody likes to ride a beautiful horse. I don't care who you are, but a beautiful horse does not always mean a good ride. And what makes a good ride is riding a beautiful horse that rides good. So therefore, you've got them both in one package here. You know what I'm saying? Now, we are in the process of breaking her to ride. We've got her started. And turn her right on around toward me here, Courtney. We'll go over this mare a little bit better with you. Hold on, right there. Stick her head. Okay, right now, like I said, she stands right at 15 hands. I think she's a 1/2 inch shy of 18 hands right here at her withers. If you look at me, I'm 6'1", probably 6'2" right now with the boots on. This is what we're trying to get people to recognize. If you want something good, you got to have a way of preserving it. How do you preserve it? Up to this point, we have never had documentation factual. Well, today, thanks to research and scientific facts and so on, science and all, we've got DNA testing, which gives us the genetics of the animals. Not just in horses, we have it in dogs, cats, horses, cattle, and all now. But the horses are at the bottom side of the genetics versus cattle, dogs, and other animals. So that's what we're doing, because the reasoning is that we're there. And I want to show you that this horse here, and she's not been drugged, but getting back to her DNA, we have not had no other person or no other firm or whatever that wanted to start from the scratch for the foundation horse, which is Al Capone, and advance forward with DNA testing. Al Capone is considered a first-generation horse. He is a foundation horse. That's the first generation. If you had a mare, that's a foundation mare. She is the first generation also. So you breed Capone and that mare or any other first generation stallion or mare, or a foundation mare, foundation stallion. You come up with your second generation, which is what this mare is. She's a second generation mare, okay? Now from her, you breed her, and you get a third generation foal, you breed her to a second generation stallion, okay? It's very simple, and right on from the third generation, you get the fourth, and from the fourth, you get the fifth. So that's our goal. We got to meet 5 consecutive generations in order to have our product, okay? We have 5 consecutive generations of breeding behind these horses of genetics. Now, the genetics, you say, well, what good is that going to do us? It's going to tell us the chromosomes and your genetic makeup of this mare with her markers and chromosomes, okay? In the future, with our lab doing their work and progressing forward, they say that they can take this mare with her genetics, match them up with a stallion that you're breeding to, and project 90-some% of what your foal will be prior to you even breeding, you know. So that means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to people that is quality breeders, to know if I want a certain animal, I'm not going to get it from this mare and that stallion, or I'm going to get it from them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having trial and error the way that our old timers done it with characteristics and trial and error and breeding. We're going to eliminate that in the future, okay? So you need to really focus on this a little more. Our breeders that's already breeding with us, we already have people breeding the Kentucky Natural Gaited horses for generations. But we just wanted to let the public know that we are going forward, we are advancing. There is people working extremely hard, including myself and other people, to meet our goals. So it's by saying this, it's a lot of effort, it's hard work, but it's rewarding at the end. You know, right now the registry was established in April of 2000. This horse is going to be recognized in the 21st century, the first recognized breed with genetics. So that means a lot. It may not mean nothing today, but so many years from now, you can say, boy, them people done a smart thing by doing what they done and the product that they come up with. A well-mannered, a well-proportioned, beautiful horse in variety of colors. We do not exclude any color. Our colors is of all breeds because they are a mixed breed of horse. So we can't exclude colors if you want to keep quality in the horse that was raised 150 years ago, okay? But anyhow, this is just to give you an update. We're going to show you some 4th generation stallions here, and we will put some colts on video that's out of these stallions. You know, we just want you to gain some knowledge. We feel like it's important that our membership, the viewers on our web and so on, is up to date, gaining a little bit more knowledge of what we're doing. And like I said, you can always go to our website, which is www.kngha.com. And there's some information on our web that you might want to catch up on. So, but anyhow, turn her right on around. Courtney will show her hips. Make a 360 or 90 degree there. Right there is good. Okay, getting back to this mare here, if you look at her hips, she's got muscle here, she's got muscle here. That's what carries the front, is the hind part of a horse. The hind part of the horse, you say, well, the hind part, the front carries more, but the hind part has to push the front in order to get it to go. So this mare here, by her being 30 months old, she's not been on dry feed, she's been run down on grass. She's developing well, and they're hardy horses. These horses will survive about most horses are starved because that they know how to do it. It's just bred into them naturally. You know, they're just good, easy-going horses. This filly here hasn't had nothing on her for over a year. I went and caught her out of the field here last week. She's been handled since she's a baby, you know. So, okay. Like I said, this is Al Capone's Pretty Face. So we'll go to our 4th generation stallions here, show you some of those, and then we'll put some segments on of our colts. It's the offsprings of our 4th generation stallions. Okay?